keep looking for my phone, but I'm filming on it. I'm not gonna find it on my desk. Hello BookTube, my name is Adrian, and today I'm going to be telling you about my TBR for the Biblio games. Alright, so I've got my kitty ears on because I guess this is gonna be part of my uniform for my superhero team. Anyway, so let's go ahead and talk about my TBR. If you do not know what the Biblio Games is, it is a readathon that takes place over the entire month of June, in which you are divided into teams, and each team works together to try and read the highest number of average pages. I participated in this readathon in February, and I was super excited about it. I loved it. It was so much fun. I was on Team Camp Half-Blood back in February, and Team Camp Half-Blood actually won. So hopefully my team this time around can pull out a win again. We have a lot of the same people again, so it's going to be a lot of fun to kind of see how we do, because we also have a lot of new people. So yeah, that is the gist of the games. Unfortunately, when this video goes up, the games will have already started, which means that you cannot join once the games start because, well, it's not fair if you kind of come in late. It's not fair to you, and it's not fair to other people on your team or on other teams. So unfortunately, you cannot join this round, but you can definitely follow the Twitter, and so when the next round is announced, you can participate. So yeah, that is the gist of this. This round theme is based on the Disney Channel movie Sky High. I love this movie. I watched it a lot when I was a kid. I actually bought the movie online, a digital copy, so I could watch it in the month of June because I love it that much, and it was like 10 bucks, so I bought it. So I'm really excited about that. Basically, you are for this readathon, you are divided into teams. The teams for this one are superheroes, villains, anti-heroes, and sidekicks. There was a quiz that you could take to see which team you're on, but you did not have to stick with that one. I took the quiz and stuck with what I got, because I kind of knew that was where I was going to end up anyway. I am on Team Sidekicks. I am very excited to be on Team Sidekicks because it just feels right. I know I'm not a hero. I'm definitely not an anti-hero, and I don't feel like I'm a villain, but I definitely feel like a sidekick, and I am totally okay with that. So, basically for readathon challenges, you get points for completing challenges. There are 3 main challenges that everyone does, and then there are 3 challenges that are specific to your team. So I'm going to talk about those and what books I picked for them. Let's just go ahead and get into my TBR and the challenges. So first up are the 3 challenges that everyone does for the readathon. Those are homeroom, gym, and lunch. These are all based on classes that you would take in high school. So homeroom is to read the group book. Every team has a group book that is based on kind of their team. And for the case of the sidekicks, so we are actually reading the book Not Your Sidekick by C.B. Lee. I have never heard of this book before, so I don't even know what it's about, but I am interested in reading it just because it's a group book and it completes a challenge. So I have it on request from my library, so hopefully it will be here before long so that I can read it. If not, I'll probably just buy the Kindle version so that I can read it. The next class is gym. So gym is to read a book in a format you do not typically read from. For this one, I have Across a Broken Shore by Amy Trueblood. This is a book that I actually have an ARC for from NetGalley. I believe this book is being published in November, so I have a long time until the book actually comes out, but I wanted to go ahead and read it because it is an e-ARC, and I don't typically read ebooks, so this is the one that I am planning to read for that challenge. Up next is the class lunch, which is to read a book with a satisfying ending. So since I haven't read this book before, I don't know that it necessarily does have an actual satisfying ending, but I've heard good things about it, and also I didn't want to reread a book necessarily. So for this challenge, I picked Final by Stephanie Garber. This is the last book in the Caravallo trilogy. I read Legendary back at the beginning of May, so I am kind of excited that I'm going to get to this book before, like, sooner rather than later, because usually it takes me a long time to continue on in series. So I'm really glad that that's not the case with this one, and then I'm just going to be able to read this sooner. So this is the book that I picked for a satisfying ending. Hopefully it actually has a satisfying ending. Now we are getting into the 3 classes that are specific to sidekicks. So I'm going to go ahead and go over those now. The first challenge for Sidekick specifics is comedic relief, which is to read a book with funny side characters. For that one, I have The Mark of Athena by Rick Riordan. This is the third book in the Heroes of Olympus series, and all of the side characters in this book are really funny. So I'm really excited to get this one. This is actually the book that I am starting first for the readathon, mainly because it's a library book and it needs to go back pretty soon. So this is the first book that I am reading for the Biblio games, and it's a pretty hefty book. So hopefully I can get through this pretty quickly. So yeah, this is the book that I picked for comedic relief. So the next Sidekick specific challenge is hero support, which is to read a graphic novel. For this one, I'm actually going to read 2 graphic novels because I feel like they go together, and that is The Mortal Instruments Volume 1 and Volume 2. These are the 2 books that I'm hoping to read for this challenge because, you know, they're volumes 1 and 2. I might as well read them together, and also I think it'll be really fun to read these in the month of June. So yeah, and graphic novels are shorter, so I can get through them pretty quickly. So these are what I'm going to be reading for the hero support challenge. And the last challenge is mission strategy, which is to read a nonfiction book. This one was a little bit harder for me because I don't have very many nonfiction books already on my TBR that I haven't already read. So for this one, I actually went on to Scribd and went through the nonfiction section to find one that I thought sounded interesting. And I ended up picking The Good Neighbor, which is a memoir, not a memoir, I think it's a biography about Fred Rogers, who was the man who did Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, which I loved growing up. So I'm excited to read this one. I'm really, you know, interested to see kind of his life and his story and like the kind of work he did. So yeah, those are my challenges. So yeah, that is all that I have for this video today, guys. Those are all my challenges. If you are participating in the Biblio games, I would love to know what team you are on, and if you honestly, I'm curious to see what books you guys picked for satisfying ending, because I know that a lot of us were struggling with that because we all kind of wanted to read new books and not reread books, but we were like, well, what do we read for a satisfying ending when we don't know how the book ends? So we were all kind of asking for recommendations, and I know several of us are reading final, so I would love to know what you guys have picked for that if you're participating. So that is it for this video today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!